Thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk About It Media 21. Please like the video as you guys come in. We talk hot topics, trending topics, what's going on in the world, in the media, what's being talked about. Things are getting a little spicy in between ERIKA and some of the thoughts, some of the comments. We're going to finish up from yesterday. I had some things to take care of, and my battery was going to shut down at some point. So, versus me not taking care of what I needed to take care of, I ended the live. So, we're going to finish off where we left off from yesterday. And we were wondering how much Candace knew. We're going to get to that. But many people are talking about this whole ERIKA, Candace, the thoughts, the concerns, who she knew prior to. Might have to do those in shorts, but come on in, like the video. Let me go ahead and do my disclaimer because once people start flowing in, they're going to be like, what is she talking about? What is the disclaimer? And they're going to hear me making comments. So give me a few seconds to do my disclaimer so that way when people fall in, they won't hear me doing my disclaimer. So just give me a few seconds. So all comments are allegedly. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships and research. Fair use is used permitted by a copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged, in our opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. So thanks for being here. Super chats are welcome. Gifteds are welcome. We're going to go ahead and get into the rest of this video. And I appreciate everyone for tuning in.
Because it's true. It's happening. This person is, are you now paid by Israel? No, it's Qatar. It's always Qatar. This person says, did you find it strange that ERIKA had Charlie's phone during investigation? I forgot to mention on the show today. I did ask whether or not the feds took Charlie's phone, and they didn't. I think the feds are involved. I've been pretty clear about this. I hope you guys, the feds are involved. I just believe this in my soul that the feds are involved in this. There are some things that I have not said publicly. Person who would know this and they would lose their job. Let me put it this way. I am 99% sure the feds were involved with what happened on that day. That's where I'm at personally. Okay? I don't even question that. That's not even something that I'm willing to play the game with. The Cash Patel, what did he know? Where did he know? So now, for me, it's how many people at Turning Point knew that. And I have bad feelings about a lot of people that are there. I shouldn't say a lot of people. That's not fair. A lot is me being dramatic. But I have some bad feelings about people that are there. And especially when their stories start to run into each other like we've shown, it's not good. Because it's what's the point of telling small lies, right? I thought it was weird that Elizabeth got cut out of the story of Mikey's first phone call when they were also insistent that was a military maneuver, This person says, are you not being paid by Israel? Did you ask about Pierre DuPont? I had already asked.
See, we were concerned. Why didn't she do a deeper dive regarding that? Like the videos, you guys come in. Like the video. Let's listen to her response.
Justin Strife about Pierre DuPont, and he said that he did not know Pierre DuPont. And I had asked that before we had ever even sat down. I did not ask ERIKA about Pierre, which I should have done, and I had a list of questions, and I did not think to ask her about Pierre. I should have done that. I can still do that, though, because the lines of communication are open, so there you go. Is there anything that ERIKA said that you didn't believe? I think I kind of just answered that question. I struggle with the Andrew Colbert tweeting that by himself. It's pretty standard. Non-doctors know that you have to speak to next of kin. And also, I would say the BBNet and Yahoo offer, saying that, she didn't know about that offer. I don't know. Like I said, I'm trying to assume there are still Israeli donors who are facilitating this, sit down with Barry Weiss, and that's the reason why they're still.
Remember, alleged, she had said someone big had called her high level up, and it had asked, how much do you know? And she had said everything. Y'all remember when she said that? ERIKA said that a while ago. Someone big, I don't know who she was referring to as being big or higher up, someone had asked, "How much do you know?" And Erica said, "Everything." That's interesting now, hearing what's being alleged. Like the video, y'all. The likes should match the views. You have 100 people in here and no likes. As you come in, please hit the like button. So let's continue.
Seems for me to be this like protection of Israel. That's just how I feel. I feel like the company is interested in protecting Israel's interests. And I do think that there's some Israel angle to the story. And nobody made me think that other than Bibi Netanyahu right after Charlie was killed. Do you think Erika is okay? Yeah, I do think she's okay. Are you and her friends? Like, we were never like close friends, obviously, because what happens when you get married is you like focus on your family and your kids. And I started having kids right away with George while him and her were dating. We've always been cordial. We have always gotten along.
Let's get the likes up, everyone. There's 176 in the building. Please hit the thumbs up button. Thank you. Let's get the likes up so we can continue. Please hit the thumbs up button. Now we understand why Candace wasn't that close to Erika. She might have been concerned about the circle being tainted. Let's get the likes up, everyone, so we can continue. Now it's making sense.
And we were always very supportive of one another when her and Charlie were dating, then when her and Charlie got married. And I do think she's okay. I think, something that she did say, which I mentioned on the show today, was that her and, basically that, the way that she copes is by working, like a workaholic, like throwing herself into work is like a form of grieving for her, which I think a lot of people had questions about that. I didn't ask her a question about that. She kind of offered, actually, how did that come up? She didn't offer it. There was something that I said, and then she was like, well, I can explain. I can't remember. I genuinely can't remember. I don't want to butcher it and put words in her mouth. This person says, let me scroll down here. Who does she think killed Charlie? I think she expressed herself, hence the reason why I pointedly asked the question. She expressed, at least what I got from the Glenn Beck interview, was that she believes that it was Tyler Robinson, and I don't see how she gets there. On the basis of the conversation I have with the lawyer, I feel even less compelled that it was Tyler Robinson. I was holding on to like the off chance that they had some smoking gun, literally like a smoking gun that we didn't have access to, and we were just like the dumb and ignorant public. That's not true. So I just don't get that. I do not get that at all. Or was I asked to sign an NDA? Clearly not. That's why I'm talking to you guys right now. What about her ties to Romania and the missing kids that she sent to Epstein Island? I never heard about kids being sent to Epstein Island. The entire thing about Romania, I have never even covered on my show. So I was not the person equipped to ask any of those questions. I kept telling you guys I was fully locked in on what happened on September 10th. I obviously saw all the TikToks about her mom, about the CIA thing. Actually, her mother did come up. That was interesting. That is actually a very interesting point. I will tell you right now, the most raw emotion that I have ever seen from Erika was when she was talking about her mom. She could barely get through, because I knew from Charlie when they got together, her mom was sick and sent her overseas. I think it was Iceland or somewhere, actually Austria, to try some treatment. And so I knew that her mother had been sick. When she even started talking about her mom, it was the one time that she broke and looked like she was about to cry and turned really red, she was trying to keep it together. And I can tell you that she loves her mom.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
I would stand that to the end, that Erika KIRK very much loves her mom, and she's very close with her mother. Most raw emotion I have seen from her, authentic raw emotion, was when we brought up the topic of her mom, and that was in relation to, I asked her straight up how she knew Tyler Boyer. That's another thing that's just coming to my mind right now, because I'm just riffing at you, and you can't remember everything. I mean, guys, it just happened. It's a 4.5-hour meeting. I took notes. You just got to give me time to process them. That's when her mother came up, and she was like, yeah, she loves her mom. Her mother being sick is something that genuinely impacts her. Why did the conversation have to be private? What do you want me to tell you? That's what I was offered. What do you want me to do? That's what I was offered. I was offered public. I said yes. I was offered private. I said yes. I'm going to take whatever I can get. And I hope that we can then have a conversation in the public, that it can be AMA style and the public can ask all of their questions. I don't, if I was in their position, I would do it. I told them their PR has been a disaster. I think their PR, I said, this is a new PR world, and I feel like you guys have been treating the public like they're stupid, and they're not. They're not stupid. They have sussed this, they know this entire situation is suspicious, and I feel like you should just be kind of like dealing more honestly with the public. This person says, why hasn't ERIKA protected you regarding the FBI? Oh, that didn't even come up. Honestly, I didn't even think to ask her about could you reach out to the FBI for me? Because that's
So the DuPont thing she didn't address, her security concerns she didn't address. It's all concerning when you really think about it. There's major things she should have addressed. And we're trying to figure out why would his phone be in ERIKA's custody and not still police custody. That's interesting too. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
That's not how it's supposed to work. I pay taxes. The FBI should answer because I reached out to the FBI. And I think it's obvious. It's because I think they're involved, and I think Kash Patel is petty, and that's the reason why they're doing absolutely nothing about me saying that I have information pertaining to foreigners being on the ground that day. They're just not interested at all. Somebody said, did they threaten you? I was absolutely not threatened. Am I safe? Who knows? I mean, I'm fighting like 6 countries, one of them being the demonic entity that is Israel. Probably not, but it is what it is. This person said, do you think Charlie would still want you to apply pressure? Yeah, I do. I do think Charlie would still want me to apply pressure. And figure out what's happening, and that's why I'm doing it. Did you clarify anything surrounding whether or not an autopsy occurred? I already told you guys for a fact an autopsy did happen, so I didn't have that on my list of questions because I had already confirmed that. Was yesterday your first time speaking with ERIKA since 9/10? Yes, it was. Will TPUSA own up to the lies as much as you did? Will they defend you publicly? That's actually a good question. It was a private conversation. It would actually be great for them to then have it on the show.
There's about 550 people in the building. Please hit subscribe, you guys, and turn on the notification. We got to get the likes up. The likes should match the views. It takes 10 seconds to hit the like button. Hit the thumbs up button, you guys, so we can continue. Thank you. Let's get the likes up. Thank you.
And to own that they lied, that would be good, to exercise some humility, because I feel like I've been public enemy number 1, and all I ever did was tell everybody the truth from day 1.
Good morning.
Does ERIKA think Tyler killed Charlie? Yes, I think she's already said that on multiple interviews. Was there discussion around UVU remodeling the crime scene? No, I forgot to ask that question, so that was my bad. Did they address the issues? Also, because I don't know that I should.
Wait a minute. Let me go back. What did she ask her, and she forgot to ask that one too? Hold on.
I already confirmed that. Was yesterday your first time speaking with ERIKA since 9/10? Yes, it was. Will TPUSA own up to the lies as much as you did? Will they defend you publicly? That's actually a good question. It was a private conversation. It would actually be great for them to then have it on the show and to own that they lied. That would be good, to exercise some humility, because I feel like I've been public enemy number 1.
Thank you.
And all I ever did was tell everybody the truth from day 1. Does ERIKA think Tyler killed Charlie? Yes, I think she's already said that on multiple interviews. Was there discussion around UVU remodeling the crime scene? No, I forgot to ask.
That was huge. Her not asking why UVU was able to change the scene, and I always just say the scene, shortly after. That's huge. The DuPont, her having his phone, and then the scene being changed. So wouldn't a wife even say, hey, Candace, don't you think that's interesting that they changed the scene? Her notes in certain situations should have been better. 4 hours. Real talk, you guys. 4 hours sitting down with somebody is a long time. It's not just 1 hour. An interview even gives a lot of information within 1 hour. When she does her podcast, she gives a lot of information in 1 hour. So for her to sit with ERIKA for 4 hours, not go to the DuPont, why is his phone in not police custody, and not to ask about the scene being changed? There normally has to be a process in regards to getting, getting permits. You got to get proper permits to change stuff. So this goes extremely deep. We get that she was probably, and remember, they met at a hotel, not at Candace's house. They met at a hotel. People are confusing that. You have to remember, they met at a hotel. Interesting that it was Candace, her husband, the cousin. We don't know who the fourth person was with Candace. We don't know if it was one her teammate. We don't know if it was her security. But if she's having this many concerns about unwelcoming comments, why haven't you beefed up security? And is she going to do a GoFundMe to beef up her security? But that's big. Not asking about the campus being changed. And also, remember, go back and look at it. I don't know if they deleted it. Charlie Kirk did an interview talking with the campus, and the campus allegedly putting out a petition that they didn't want him there. So he knew. So if he's making comments to his friends that I might not be here, they're trying to take me out tomorrow, I wouldn't have gone. Who pushed that envelope for him to go? If he was getting that and then she said she didn't know about that, how is it a wife don't do pillow talk with her husband? Honey, I'm concerned about the event tomorrow. Well, don't go. Go with me. Remember, alleged ERIKA was with her mom. Remember that? ERIKA was with her mom because of her mom health concerns. Well, babe, don't go. Come with me to be with my mom. So a lot of stuff's not making sense. If my spouse, RIP to Charlie Kirk, I did not agree with a lot of things he said about race, culture, marriage, relationships. He was trying to push a narrative and he wants everybody to believe what he was believing. Now ERIKA's trying to do the same thing. ERIKA wants everybody to believe what she believes and she's trying to push this narrative. Okay. Many people are ERIKA out. Her dating history, her past, who she dated prior to Charlie Kirk, her history in her 20s, younger than 20s. Many people are calling ERIKA out. But this is the biggest thing. If my husband, my boo, my bae is going to get unwelcoming thoughts and comments, don't go. And if the campus don't want you there, don't go. Skype in, put a projector up, be in the building, change up things. And then remember, there's not a huge police presence there. There's not an ambulance there. We do see his security. Go back and look at the video. We do see his security in front of him and behind him. But you also have to remember, with him doing certain events, there has to be a policy of things and a checklist they follow. Remember, alleged, it's being reported that one of the security guards that did the interview about 2-3 weeks ago, he's no longer there. And alleged ERIKA Kirk team didn't want him to do the interview, or he was already fired and we didn't know he was fired. He did that interview and many people are like, that's odd. He's saying this. And ERIKA had allegedly said he was trying to cover his butt. The security guard that got fired, people noticed that he was on their page and then now he's not on that page. And then also, many people are coming in. Did you know Candace made a huge change to her Instagram? And I think they're saying she took down a lot of stuff. She has a lot of stuff that's still up because people were like, she didn't scrub it all the way. She scrubbed it with a lot of important stuff. She got rid of a lot of important stuff. And then some people are saying TPSU, Turning Point might have changed their Instagram as well. So did Candace change her Instagram before the meeting or after meeting? So I'm wondering if they asked her to change it or she wanted to change it, or if when they were in that meeting, because we got to remember, ERIKA Kirk spoke with Candace in that meeting. What did they talk about? Was Candace worried about, if Turning Point felt that she was lying? Is Candace concerned about putting out statements where she might be sued? You know what I'm saying? Many people talked about that. But she also joked, I'm alive. I didn't drink any water. The way stuff is and technology, I don't know. I don't know if I would have went. I would have just Skyped in. I wouldn't have gone. But 4 hours is a long time to talk to somebody when your show, you do an hour 15, and she gives a lot of information. So right now, she got called out for when she came after the meeting, she got called out. So that's why this live is her speaking and answering questions more, which is pretty good because she can read the comments, she can answer the comments, and she's doing a general breakdown. But this is what people wanted on her show, to answer more questions. So we're going to go ahead and continue. There's about 823 in the building. Please hit subscribe, you guys, and turn on your notification. Also, let's get the likes up. Can I get 800 sorry, can I get 500 people to double tap that screen to get the likes up? Thumbs up the video. Thumbs up the video. Please thumbs up the video. 500 people to thumbs up the video. It lets people know that we're live. It only takes 1 second to hit that thumbs up. So let's continue. It's just interesting of the questions Candace did not ask. DuPont, why does she still have Charlie's phone? And then why didn't she ask about the campus thing? Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
That question. So that was my bad. Did they address the issues? Also, because I don't know that
Let me go back.
about that, but I feel like that's more like a. Does Erika think Tyler killed Charlie? Yes, I think she's already said that on multiple interviews. Was there discussion about UVU remodeling the crime scene? No, I forgot to ask that question, so that was my bad. Did they address the issues? Also, because I don't know that I should have thought about that, but I feel like that's more like a Fed question, and I was trying to focus on like Turning Point USA questions. Did they address the issues with the finances and taxes? They brought an entire tax document thing for me to look through. I'm not an accountant, which is why I haven't spent much time talking about their finances other than the Doge thing. So I was like, that was a weird lie. I don't understand like why Tyler would say that that's like something that he'd always done. And they owned that that was not something that they had always done. So again, this is the stuff why I feel like we could have benefited from doing a public like live stream, because they did own a lot of the stuff, and it, like you said, it has not been owned in a public capacity.
So why do y'all think Erika did not want to do a public live stream? They had put out a notice that they wanted Candace to meet on the 15th, a certain time. They didn't approve it with Candace to put that notice out. So then they were trying to bring Megyn Kelly in to bring them together. Erika really wanted to meet with Candace. Candace really wanted to meet with Erika because Candace is right in saying she couldn't say no. She's basically saying whatever she can take, she was going to take it. Now we get why. Because there's certain things she needed answers to. And now with her making the comments she's been making lately, I don't think Erika's going to try and meet up. Because when they had their meeting yesterday, there's certain jokes that Erika's making. Oh, the Egyptian thing. She's making a joke about that. She's making a joke about the list. So Erika's kind of laughing stuff off now, which is kind of weird. Because remember how we were saying, how could you forgive the person that took your husband out, but you're telling Candace to stop doing deep dives? And then she's mad at TikTokers doing a bigger deep dive because they're talking about her dating history. And many people have said Charlie might have known more towards the end, and he might have been questioning her as his wife. Possibly. That's being talked about. TikTok has done a deep dive.
This person says, was Erika surprised by anything that she wasn't before? I would say, yeah, she was very surprised on one thing.
So before I forget, let me show you this, you guys. Let me show you. Hold on. I'm trying to think if it's above or below. Here it is.
KIRK's hidden boyfriend is now taking Charlie's role. This is Cabot Phillips, and this is Erika KIRK in 2017, whenever she said she was single.
Is when I lived out here. I was here for 5 years. I never dated here because I saw vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was.
Okay, Erika, then why in 2017 are you tagging Cabot Phillips, calling him your catfish with kisses? And what post was deleted where people are commenting this? A gorgeous couple in 2017, and now Cabot Phillips is taking over Charlie's role? And what is this from 2015? Who is this guy, Erika? Read the caption. The person said so much laughter and love during this photo shoot. This was posted in 2015 during that 5-year window whenever she was single, not dating anyone. This is my receipts, by the way. This is Cabot Phillips' account in all those posts. And I don't know about you, but that looks like Erika. And Erika's the new chairman of Turning Point USA, has appointed her ex-boyfriend to fill the void. Erika KIRK's hidden boyfriend is now...
So did y'all know about that? Am I giving y'all tea y'all didn't know about? Like the videos y'all come in. 1,500 people in the building. I need 500 people to hit that like button. Please, please, please hit the like button. And please, please, please subscribe. Let's get the likes up, y'all. Did y'all know about this?
Boyfriend is now taking Charlie's role. This is Cabot Phillips, and this is Erika KIRK in 2017, whenever she said she was single.
Is when I lived out here. I was here for 5 years. I never dated here because I saw vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was.
Okay, Erika, then why in 2017 are you tagging Cabot Phillips, calling him your catfish with kisses? And what post was deleted where people are commenting this? A gorgeous couple in 2017, and now Cabot Phillips is taking over Charlie's role? And what is this from 2015? The person said so much laughter and love during this photo shoot. This was posted in 2015 during that 5-year window whenever she was single, not dating anyone. This is my receipts, by the way. This is Cabot Phillips' account in all those posts. And I don't know about you, but that looks like Erika. And Erika's the new chairman of Turning Point USA, has appointed her ex-boyfriend to fill the void. Erika KIRK's hidden boyfriend is...
So did y'all know that? People were talking and doing a deep dive. So now he's not only alleged, all comments are alleged, not only had dated Erika, now he's alleged talking like how to lead like Charlie. Baby, that's concerning. How to lead like Charlie? You dated that dude, now he's a part of the organization too? Oh, wait, baby. Also, they're saying that Charlie Kirk, of course, knew him, and they used to play basketball together. So I don't know if he knew that they were dating prior to. There's so much stuff that's... I saw the person in the comments say, holy crap. Yes, they're doing so many deep dives. So not only did this guy be a part of the organization, he's now trying to say, do things like Charlie. But that's not the only person she knew prior to knowing Charlie. So that's why people are questioning her. Let's continue. People are questioning. People are questioning. Now he's making comments like that.
That I kind of surprised them with that I hadn't said public.
She dated that guy. There's no rumors to spread. You see the proof. My page is a little different. We smart over here. We're intelligent over here. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip. I can say allegedly, but many people are doing deep dives in regards to Erika, and that is why she told people to stop. She don't want people doing deep dives. She forgave the person that took her husband out, but she don't want people doing deep dives in regards to people in Turning Point USA. Come on.
And I explained to them that it was a very big reason why I am convinced that someone at Turning Point knows more about Charlie's death. I think they were very shocked by that when I told them what that thing was, which was like basically that somebody inside of Turning Point told me that. I'm not naming names, but somebody inside of Turning Point told me that Turning Point was involved. And they were kind of jaws on the floor about that. And we're like, okay. And I was like, look, I haven't put that information out in the public yet because I am aware of what the ripple effect that will be. And I also, it could very well be, obviously, in terms of conspiracy, do we think 650 employees Turning Point USA are in on it? No. But I think it helped them see that I was being compelled by what I'm being told. And I have not told the public every single detail of everything that I've been told because I am playing a game of chess. I need to figure out, to separate the wheat from the chaff, so to speak. And I think we've done a pretty good job of doing that. So there is that as well. A few more questions here. Darn, I accidentally scrolled to the top here. You guys asked a few times, who do you think? Did you find it strange that Erika has Charlie's phone during this investigation?
Hold on, like the video. She must have got a call. There's nothing wrong with Candace doing a deep dive.
I find it strange.
There's nothing wrong with Candace doing a deep dive if she's concerned of how her friend was taken out. You would do the same thing. Don't be playing in these comments. This stuff is weird. That's why so many people are talking about it. Many people have lied. Stuff is not adding up. Many people will do a deep dive if someone took your spouse, your boo, your bae out. Real talk. People are not going to be silent. Why do you think so many people are covering it? Because stuff is not making sense. It's just not. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip. Thank you for saying I'm a fresher breath air. Thank you. I appreciate you. Let's continue. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me know where you guys are chiming in from. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 5 if you've been here before. Please hit subscribe. Please, let's get the likes up, you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
But then I know they did some weird stuff, starting with in the hospital. I know the feds were there. I've never said that until just now. The feds were at the hospital way too early, in my opinion, and they did some weird stuff.
Hello, Texas.
Right. Actually, I could say more, but I'm just kind of trying to wait and process a few more things.
So isn't it interesting how people get mad if you're doing a deep dive in regards to how and why, and people want her to shut up? Many people are covering this because a lot of stuff is not making sense. This is how cover-ups get covered up. People want you to shut up and stop doing deep dives. How is it? That's what people really saying. And I said it last week. How are you forgiving the guy that took your husband out, but you telling Candace to shut up? Most women, mourning wives, would say, continue to investigate so I know what happened to my boo, my bae. If you love your spouse, you would want to know what happened to your boo, your bae. You would tell your boo, your bae, don't go. Remember how ERIKA had said, he did not send a message that something was going to happen to him the next day. And then she had to tell the truth because one of the teammates from ERIKA's team had said that he had sent out messages. So stuff that ERIKA's saying is not adding up. If things what ERIKA was saying was adding up, then people would look at it different. But stuff that ERIKA's saying is not adding up. And then the team that was close to Charlie is speaking up. And then there's no ambulance at the college. And then the scene gets changed from the college. You got to have permits before you change stuff. And then when things happened to Charlie, things were not roped off. How is that? You're removing stuff and it's not the police removing stuff? Come on. Thank you for the gifted. Some of this stuff is not making sense. And then allege from Charlie's team. They said allege. Go look it up. It's the guy in the white shirt and it say freedom. The guy in the white shirt said they passed the ambulance. Baby, what? How are you passing the ambulance? How are you not letting them come in and treat him in the vehicle he was in? Real talk, y'all. That's not making no sense. No ambulance, and then you pass the ambulance. Baby, that's not making no sense. And then allege. Go back and listen to Candace. Within the last 2 days, she has said, remember how they said they got a pulse? Remember? Thank you for the gifted. I appreciate you more than you know. Remember how they said that he had a pulse? And then remember how Candace had said when the doctor tried to go back in to treat Charlie, they wouldn't let the doctor back in to treat Charlie? Where'd they do that at? The doctor wanted to clean up Charlie for him to look more proper for ERIKA. And they didn't want to let him back into the room. Maybe they felt he was going to do more reports. There's so much stuff that's being talked about. And also, I told y'all a few days ago, because y'all might not know this, a few days ago, there's these two girls, Billy and somebody else. I can't remember her name, Billy and something. Those girls were talking about if the people were going to have procedures at the hospital that Charlie was at, they weren't going to be able to leave the hospital immediately. So say, for instance, you were going to have a procedure and the procedure time frame would have been an hour or two that you'd be at the hospital. They told those people, if you're coming here for your procedure, you have to stay here for several hours. You won't be able to leave. Did y'all hear about that? Go look up Billy. I can't think of their names. It's the young girls that interviewed ex-employees of Turning Point. Go look up that video from last week when they interviewed that guy. The young girl had said, tell them about the guy that was supposed to have a procedure done. And they told him, if you come, you won't be able to leave. And then she was like, they did it. I'm going to have to look it up and see what they found out. Because they were saying people at the hospital was told that you'd be here for a while. She was trying to figure out if he was called early or if he was called while Charlie was there. So that's big in telling people you won't be able to leave. Because they were trying to almost basically, and it makes sense, to lock down the hospital. They don't want people coming in and out. They don't want a bunch of the whispers. It was almost like they wanted to treat him properly, which is fair. He's a pretty big deal. Look at his funeral service. They wanted to make sure that there wasn't a lot of whispers and people coming in and out of that hospital, which would make sense. So I got to go back and listen to what they found out. So the young girls had spoke about it, but they were still general about people also outside of Charlie being at the hospital. Did y'all hear about that? Go look it up. I can't remember their names. It's two girls that's sitting next to each other, and they interviewed the Turning Point guy. But they were talking about that day that Charlie Kirk having a concern. And people are talking about, Candace is talking about the doctor wanting to clean Charlie up for ERIKA. Like the video, like the video. That hospital story is totally... Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
This person said
that would make sense though. If Charlie's at the hospital, they are going to want to not have a bunch of people coming in and out, because this is what happened to him is very serious. So that would make sense that people would probably not be able to be near or by. That would make sense. This is a high level security situation of what happened to him. Like the video, like the video.
Okay, sorry, I'm scrolling just because I realized yes, we asked about the Doge audit. I thought I said something about that on the show today. Why do you trust the call logs? They could have been fabricated. You're absolutely right. They could have been fabricated. But if they fabricated them, to whose benefit? It actually made it seem like everybody lied. So of course they were in fact edited. It wasn't the full call log uninterrupted printed from the website, because they wanted to just show me the relevant portions. But that's all we had. I would prefer to sit down with Mikey and for Mikey to show me his call logs in person. I'm open to that. If I ever get an opportunity to go on their show, I would just be like, can you show me the phone so I have the confidence? I can only tell you guys what I was told, This person says, I told you about the Egyptian planes. You'll have so much more on that tomorrow, so I'm going to skip that. Who styles your hair? Mia, who came with me for the vibes, my cousin, A1 since day one. She can't stand me, but she's always with me. Do you believe that ERIKA?
So it's Mia, her cousin, went to the meeting. Why her hairstylist and not security? So I question stuff about Candace too. Yes, I do. Be kind in the comments. I know you're not telling me to be quiet. We don't do disrespect over here. We don't do disrespect over here. Let's continue. Let's get the likes up, guys. 800 people in the building, 94 likes. Please, let's get the likes up, and thank you. I need 500 people to double tap the video and hit the like. 500 people to hit that like button. Let's get the likes up, y'all. Let's get the likes up. 500 people. Let's hit the like button. Thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you. Okay, let's continue.
That they have been trusting of Kash Patel, that they have been in communication with him, is what I've been told. They've been in communication with him. I find that to be weird, because I think Kash Patel is completely and utterly full of shit. So if she is skeptical, it was not communicated to me. And I didn't ask that question specifically. Is ERIKA interested in the story of the witness that called you the military meeting that he saw on a military base? I think that's an interesting question. I don't feel that I got they were not, I guess what's the word? They're agnostic. There wasn't a oh, whoa, that's really weird. And there wasn't a well, actually, I shouldn't say there wasn't a chance to shut it down. What they did was they brought Brian Harpole's his travel logs from Tokyo, because remember initially I did the episode, I was like, oh, they couldn't have made it back in time for this meeting. I was actually wrong about that, because I was forgetting how much time you gain back when you fly back from Tokyo. I think we figured out through this series I'm not the best at time zones. Anyway, so they had his travel stuff, and I have his travel stuff, which is why I said we'll get back into the Camp Huachuca thing later, and by no means is it shut down. This is a very strong lead, and I do sense that there was major panic about this meeting. The attacks leveled up, and that's saying a lot, because they've been attacking me nonstop. So when they gave me Brian Harple's thing, I looked at it, I was like, oh, this doesn't debunk anything. He could have definitively made it, because I explained to them that Brian Harple, that person who is certain that he saw Brian Harple, he says, and we're going to have him on the show hopefully tomorrow, he says that he saw Brian Harple, and that was like around like 7:47 a.m. So he's unaccounted for during those times. What I can tell you is, and I'll show you this tomorrow, like Brian Harple got back from Tokyo into Dallas early in the morning on September 8th. So that's a full day. He could have been at Camp Huachuca on the 8th. But Brian Harple, by the way, is calling around, like telling people he's going to like sue me or something, which is weird because he hasn't even sent a cease and desist. He's like talking to Tim Pool apparently and saying weird stuff, and got a message out to somebody else and was like trying to seed. Like basically, I feel like Brian Harple is scared of us investigating Huachuca, and so he's intentionally signaling to people in the public that he's going to sue me. And when people, as a strategy, don't just like hit you up and say, hey, you got something wrong, here's so you can correct it, but then go the route of like legal threats, they have something to hide. It's very simple to just like shut something down with the truth and say, hey, I saw this, you got mixed up. He's trying to scare me with lawsuits. So I feel like Camp Huachuca is the undoing of everything, okay? Tomorrow's episode is going to be very interesting. And that's all I can say, like, for right now, because we had to put the pieces together and trying to figure out who was there at that meeting. But Baron Coleman's episode really helped build upon the fact that someone very important from DC was at that meeting. And he verified, in case you didn't see it, that this was a high-level meeting. I had people on the base who verified that the windows were blacked out. It was turned into an intelligence operation. Also, that in general, Camp Huachuca is an intelligence base. He stumbled upon this meeting, and it could literally solve the entire Charlie Kirk case. That's why I said I need to focus my energy on that, because I feel like part of this creating this like war with ERIKA and people saying this, that, you know, I was beating employees at Daily Wire, and them even releasing like the firing tapes. I didn't even discuss this.
If you guys are just now coming in, we'll play this other one real quick, and then we'll get back to Candace. Hold on.
Charlie's role. This is Cabot Phillips.
Tonight, rapper
ERIKA KIRK's hidden boyfriend is now taking
Alleged.
Charlie's role. This is Cabot Phillips, and this is ERIKA KIRK. In 2017, whenever she said she was single.
is when I lived out here. I was here for 5 years. I never dated here because I saw vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was.
Okay, ERIKA, then why in 2017 are you tagging Cabot Phillips, calling him your catfish with kisses? And what post was deleted where people are commenting this? A gorgeous couple in 2017, and now Cabot Phillips is taking over Charlie's role? And what is this from 2015? Who is this guy, ERIKA? Read the caption. The person said so much laughter and love during this photo shoot. This was posted in 2015 during that 5-year window whenever she was single, not dating anyone. This is my receipts, by the way. This is Cabot Phillips's account in all those posts. And I don't know about you, but that looks like ERIKA. And ERIKA, is the new chairman of Turning Point USA, has appointed her ex-boyfriend to fill the void. ERIKA KIRK's hidden boyfriend is now taking Charlie's role. This is Cabot Phillips, and this is ERIKA KIRK. In 2017, whenever she said she was single.
Is when I lived out here. I was here for 5 years. I never dated here because I saw vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was.
Okay, ERIKA, then why in 2017 are you tagging Cabot Phillips, calling him your catfish with kisses? And what post was deleted where people are commenting this? A gorgeous couple in 2017, and now Cabot Phillips is taking over Charlie's role? And what is this from 2015? Who is this guy, ERIKA? Read the caption. The person said so much laughter and love during this photo shoot. This was posted in 2015 during that 5-year window whenever she was single, not dating anyone. This is my receipts, by the way. This is Cabot Phillips's account in all those posts. And I don't know about you, but that looks like ERIKA. And ERIKA, is the new chairman of Turning Point USA, has appointed her ex-boyfriend to fill the void. ERIKA KIRK's hidden boyfriend is now taking...
So if y'all just now coming in, that's been, people have been talking about that, I want to say, for the last week. Let's continue with Candace. Let's continue with Candace. Like the videos, y'all come in. Thanks for being here. I hope people have subscribed. Press 1 in the comments if you have subscribed. Press 1 in the comments if you have subscribed. And if you've subscribed, thank you. Let's get the likes up, you guys. 300 people, please hit the subscribe button. 300 people, please hit the subscribe button. Also, let's get the likes up, y'all, so we can continue. Get the likes up. Thank you.
The firing tape of Jeremy Boring on stage, firing me and calling me a semi, it feels like they're trying to distract me because it's the last week of the podcast. And I feel like I have to focus on this. Like I feel like we could solve it.
Press 1 if you think that they were trying to distract her with that meeting. And she's been giving information to us, but do you think that they tried to distract her from the meeting? Do you think that they were concerned about the questions Candace would have been asking, and that's why they kind of had to shut it down, because they saw all the stuff that she had talked about last week? Go look it up. When she was in the white turtleneck and the brown turtleneck, she was doing some deep dives in those lives. Is that when they kind of said, oh my goodness, we have to pull her in that day? We don't want to go with a back and forth because she's getting more views than us. And then people would have been saying as well, she's getting more views than us. People are going to see that our numbers are not that great, and they would have been comparing. People are tuning in to Candace, and she's getting millions of views. Turning Point's getting views, but not like Candace. Why are people tuning into more of Candace and not Turning Point in regards to what happened with Charlie? Like the video, like the video.
So if we get any detail about the Camp Huachuca base. So I don't know. That's where I'm at right now. I will answer any questions. Like I said, I'm not convinced by anything. So I'm sorry if you are upset that I took the only opportunity that I was given to sit down and try to get answers and did my best to kind of deliver to like the high level, low level. I do think
I don't know what they saying is lies and lies. Candace is getting millions of views. Turning Point's numbers are down. There's no lies here. We're telling you what Candace is saying. Where's the lies? If you don't feel right, go over to your own page. Let's continue.
That we have communication with Turning Point USA. I think that's a good thing because it allows us to, when we find a lie, to...
And no, I don't agree with everything that Candace says or does, and I think she should show more receipts. I do feel that. People are questioning Candace as well. Let's continue.
Recently have me message Justin and say, hey, you said this or he said that, what's the deal? Like, otherwise we're just going, okay, we don't know why they lied. So I don't know. I feel like that I did the right thing on that, like trying to like facilitate a conversation, and I am 1000% open to still having that conversation in public. Maybe now she feels comfortable to do it publicly because she did it privately, you know. Anyways, I guess that's kind of all I'll end it for today, and I'll obviously see you guys tomorrow when we get back onto Camp Huachuca and what we have discovered about that alleged meeting, all hands on deck meeting that took place the morning before.
So let's continue in regards to what she talked about yesterday. Like the videos, you guys come in. Thanks for being here.
Thursday, I have to tell you that I was laughing so much yesterday because I received a flood of emails from law enforcement officers, military guys that were just like, no way, absolutely not. That's where I draw the line. The bomb dogs missed the gun. Apparently, for people who work with bomb dogs, this is more of an offense to their intelligence than the Man of Steel neck. Like, it was just a bridge too far. This is where they are drawing a line in terms of feds love. Anyway, we have another unbelievable episode for you guys here today. I thought long and hard about whether to bring on the eyewitness from Fort Huachuca. And I think when we speak to him today and he gives you his testimony, you will, of course, understand why. I am always honored to have any person that serves in our military, especially honored to have him, given all that he has lived through, despite the firestorm that I know that both he and I are about to endure. Welcome back to Candace.
Like the video, like the video, like the video as you guys come in. Press 1 if you already subscribed. Please subscribe to the page. Press 1 if you already subscribed. Please subscribe to the page. There's about 438 in the building. Please subscribe. Let me skip this. Hold on one second. We'll bring it back. Hold on. Skipping the commercial.
Interview. I, at the top of the show, first want to tell you about this interesting question that I received yesterday from one of our viewers over on X that I wanted to address. He asked me specifically if I saw black plastic fragmentation over the floor of Charlie's SUV. I was immediately struck by this question because I am not kidding when I tell you that the very first thing that I noticed when I went through those photos of Charlie's SUV, I said to my team that it looked like there were shards of glass, like tempered glass that you might see if you drop or break an iPhone. It was very distinct to me in the picture from the blood that is all over the seats and all over the floor. I was like, oh, maybe like someone broke a window or something. And then I sort of put it out of my mind. And particularly, I noticed a lot of it spread across that back seat rear floor. So I'm going to show you that, just a couple of photos of that close up so that you can see it, what that.
So, trigger warning, go over to Candace's page. She'll show you the pictures of his SUV. Like the video, fair use, reaction clip.
Like, because, yeah, it was just kind of a compelling thing that he noticed something that I noticed, and you can see it was unusual. I think in this person's mind, the line they were going down, I guess the line of questioning that they were going down in their own mind was, is this evidence that something broke on Charlie? Could something have been rigged? And I want to say that we can't necessarily extrapolate that from what we're looking at. It could be 1,000 other things. Somebody could have actually broken a phone in there. Somebody could have had something in there. It could be broken hard candy. I mean, there's a lot going on. And yeah, I did want to address that because it was interesting that he noted it and asked if we saw little black bits. And I do. That is visually what I see. I am hesitant, by the way, to.
Okay, let me take a second. Charlie Kirk's friend also spoke out of what happened in that vehicle that day. So go look that video up. Charlie Kirk friend, the one with the glasses and the white shirt, he spoke up in regards to what happened in the vehicle that day. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
Put up the rest of the photos, kind of still going through that. I want to be slow on that because obviously I don't want the federal officers, the good guys that are in there who have assisted in this, to be rumbled, right? I don't want people, cash to go on a hunt and figure out who gave us what and people to start getting fired. We need to have the white knights in government. So I just need some time to think about that. And yeah. Anyways, what we can do, however, and what we're starting to formulate now are just addressing these data points, right? These mysterious circumstances, these things that don't necessarily make sense. What do we actually know about that day? And what's really interesting for me is when I review these data points, I can't fathom how there are people out there right now trying to convince you that there is overwhelming evidence that Tyler Robinson committed this crime. There's no evidence outside of these shady messages that are not even time-stamped. We don't have a confession from him. We have nothing. Okay, so these are just.
Why aren't the messages timestamped? That's very interesting. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
Some data points for you to remember as we go through this. The surgeon never confirmed or even suggested that Charlie was shot with a .306 or that Charlie had a steel neck that stopped that bullet. Rather, he suggested throughout the course of a conversation that maybe a frangible bullet was used. The lone confirmed eyewitness that we have that is confirmed.
Hello, Australia. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 3 if you knew where you're watching from. Press 5 you've been here before where you're watching from. Don't forget, super chats are welcome. I will say I will start doing more things and memberships, so you definitely need to sign up for the memberships. I will probably start doing those in more shorts because certain things I see is like, wow, people would want to know that. So I will start doing more things in memberships. Probably it'll be shorts. If you want to sign up for the membership so you can see certain things that I see, certain things I don't tell you guys because it's like, well, but now when I'm doing these deep dives, I'm going to start putting it in the memberships. So please definitely sign up for the memberships.
To the alleged shooter on Losey Center rooftop before the sound goes off, the sound of a shot rings out, has not been contacted by the lawyers or the investigators on either side of this trial, the pending trial. Now in the phase where investigators are supposed to go out and be collecting more evidence pending the May probable cause hearing, he still has not been contacted. And why is that crucial? Because this individual is an instructor at a gun range. He claims the weapon that he saw looked more like a .223, quote, something shorter than the one that they found. The person that he observed was wearing what seemed to him to be black tactical gear plus a face mask, and he describes that person as looking like a professional. The bomb dogs were unable to locate the weapon in the field where it was eventually discovered, despite the fact that they had crawled over that area. They just weren't on their game that day. This is not my favorite part of the story. It's just I just didn't expect the reaction to be what it was. I just love the people that are like, no, absolutely, we are done with the Fed slop. Instead, what happened was federal agents directed local officers to the weapon. Lucky feds. The canines were not provided with the scent of the weapon once it was discovered, so they did not then take that weapon and then have the dogs trace it back to the top of Lossie. That did not happen. Terrell Farnsworth, still major question marks. He raced to remove the camera that was directly behind Charlie's head. I want to tell you, by the way.
Thank you for the for the super chat, super sticker. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for saying that in regards to my time and my work. Yeah, sometimes I want to chill, but I do y'all shorts at night. So please send more super chats, super stickers. I do my shorts at night because I'll cover this ERIKA and CANDACE stuff in the morning, but then I do other stuff at night for you guys to understand what else is going on that I'll see or I'll hear. So thank you for that. I appreciate you.
I'm reading myself into this, so not a data point, but in my mind, when I imagine why he might have done that, I think it's
Thank you,
because
Richie.
they
Thank
were
you,
going to go
Richie.
with this story that a 30-06 hit Charlie Kirk, and what debunked that obviously would be seeing that it didn't go through. There was no evidence of what should have been a tremendous amount of damage done to his neck. I also want to say here, because I've heard that various people like Terrell are getting death threats. Obviously, if you're watching the show, we are investigating what happened with Charlie Kirk. I have been clear that I do believe that there are some people that are engaged in a cover-up. I am never giving anybody the permission to, go be a bandit and go outside and take the law into your own hands. That's not what we should ever be doing, engaging in.
Exactly.
Next data point that we have, federal agents prevented the surgeon from returning to his operating room. I told you that was something that startled him, and he placed a call, presumably to DC, to make them move because he wanted, obviously, the team to get back in there to clean it, to make sure that Charlie could get cleaned up before ERIKA came in. Federal agents removed the hospital surveillance footage. They're on a manhunt. And for some reason, that seemed like something that they should do. That strikes me as tremendously odd. We have that the vehicle in which Charlie was transported to Timpanogos Hospital was not impounded by law enforcement. It's very odd.
That's odd as well. Like the video, fair use reaction clip.
And there were multiple sets of prints on the weapon that was found, something that I did not share with you, but I did know this for some time. And I can confirm this to you because that's one of their things. They got the prints of Tyler Robinson on his gun. There were multiple sets of prints that were on the gun that was recovered thanks to the instincts of the feds and not the noses of the dogs. And finally, and I think this is a big thing, the footage of Tyler Robinson turning himself in is apparently missing. And I have told you guys, and again, I'm reading myself into this, and in my investigation, I found that their entire story about how the parents turned him in and did the right thing is crap. It is BS. That's not what happened. They were told either, these doors are going to get broken down or you're going to come in peacefully. And Tyler chose the latter. I also was told by police officers that were there when he came into the police that they were told not to look at him. They were told to avoid cameras. Very strange things that happened when he did eventually come in. And we won't know how strange because apparently the footage is missing, according to local Utah news, that they didn't say FOIA, there's another term, what was it, gamma requested for that footage, and we're basically told, well, now there's been an expiration on that footage and we don't have it. So maybe they already handed it over to investigators, I don't know, but we will wait and see. That's a lot that is going on.
This is very interesting. We're going to have to keep an eye on when this court case happened and what the exhibits are that's happening. And we're going to have to really pay attention to this court case. And when they talk about exhibit A, B, C, D, E, F, G, we're going to have to really pay attention on exhibits being there and exhibits not being there. That's going to be very interesting. And I'm wondering if CANDACE talked with ERIKA about possible exhibits not being there. And why would they not keep the SUV? And why would the campus change the scene? You know what I'm saying? How is it that she's not? How is it that ERIKA's not speaking up about the campus being changed? How is she not speaking up about the SUV? And they're focusing on moving forward. She's talking about building. Why are you not focusing on still mourning or helping with this court case? When you think about it, of course she has lawyers, but a lot of stuff, we're going to have to really pay attention to the exhibits. Real talk. How is it that ERIKA has Charlie's phone and the government don't have it? It's not in police custody. If he was feeling that he was getting unwelcoming thoughts and feelings, and we're trying to figure out for how long, this is questions, if he was getting unwelcoming thoughts, feelings, and concerns, how is it that they didn't keep his phone? Because of what happened to him. You know what I mean? Like the video, fair use reaction clip.
Pivot now because our instincts, which they keep mocking us over, I think are on the money. We're going to talk now about Christianity. I'm putting that in quotation marks because it has been on this podcast a recurring theme, right? I keep sensing, that these pastors are dangerous, right? I've covered extensively how even just amongst the Calvary Chapel, in particular, there's just way too much of a habit of establishing former pedophiles and drug traffickers as lead pastors of churches. Okay, I'm not saying that people can't find God.
And why aren't they doing weekly updates about what they know about what happened to Charlie? Why is it Candace's responsibility to do daily updates? And why are they not doing, they, the government, people, police, why are they not giving us updates? Why are they not giving us updates? Don't y'all think that's kind of odd that they're not talking about it hardly at all? They did the NBA gambling situation. How is it that they're not speaking about this at all? Any updates? Why are people not pushing for the government to give more updates? Has anybody asked themselves? I told you, my page is a little different. I see around the box, under the box, over the box, down the street from the box. I see a lot of stuff. And I ask a lot of questions of why aren't they giving us updates on what happened to that man? Y'all not asking yourself that question? So people are shading Candace for doing deep dives. Why aren't y'all shading people that should be giving us weekly updates? Real talk. Let's continue.
I'm just saying that my preference would be that they maybe not be provided with access to children, right? If you committed a crime against a child.
The silence is speaking volumes. How are people not questioning why aren't they giving y'all weekly updates, monthly, even monthly updates? Silence. That's not weird to y'all? Oh, come on, stop playing.
This is a preference that I guess is not.
Even when a celebrity passes, TMZ always comes out what? With the autopsy, what happened? Right or wrong? TMZ didn't do that. But go back and listen to TMZ talk about the 911 call, though. Go listen to TMZ and what they had to say about the 911 call. I'm side-eyeing that. But other than that update, they haven't gotten any updates. And why isn't ERIKA pushing for that? Hello, everyone. Can you please give us more updates about what you know about my husband? But instead, she's showing a book. Instead, she's doing this stuff with Candace. Instead, they're having turning point events. Why isn't ERIKA not asking for more updates about her husband? Real talk. And then if stuff is missing in regards to Tyler Robinson and what happened, that's concerning too. The silence is speaking volumes. That's why more and more people are covering it. A lot of this stuff isn't making sense. And why isn't she's the one that should be pushing for this, but instead it's Candace? And why are people mad that Candace is pushing for what happened to that man? Hello, let's continue. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip. Thanks for being here, everyone. Press 3 if you know where you're watching from. Press 3 if you know where you're watching from. Please hit the subscribe button and turn on your notification. Let's get the likes up, you guys. Let's get the likes up to 300. Please double tap that screen. Thumbs up the video. Let's continue. Fair use.
Perhaps is in conflict with the beliefs and the preferences of Rob McCoy, who makes my skin crawl. We showed you that interview that he did with somebody who apparently went on a rampage. He actually went to prison for it, and he was just sort of laundering his reputation and then gave him access again to children. I feel like that is very wrong.
Here's what nobody's telling you about the new bearskin hoodie.
And okay, if they feel that that person has been in custody, did he work alone? Hello, did he work alone? Some of the message stuff isn't making sense either, because it's being reported that there's no time stamps, no date stamps. So that's interesting. Did he work alone?
Right. A lot of women who seem to know their Bibles for almost the implicit and explicit aim of socially engineering the population, right? Telling you, oh, it's right here in the Bible. Same with the pastors. God doesn't.
And if alleged the dogs didn't sniff out the weapon, how is it that normal people picked it up? And then they're telling Candace, that's not true. That's not true. Come on, y'all. Something's not right.
Want you to follow Tucker Carlson on Instagram. Josh Hammer is amazing. Candace is possessed by a demon. You don't want to be possessed by a demon, so unfollow Tucker Carlson, unfollow Candace. And I promise there's no other motivations. Candace is just crazy, and you should listen to me. Similarly, there are so many conservative media companies who are run by former military intelligence, people that leave naval intelligence, people that leave the Mossad. Suddenly their aim is to speak about Judeo-Christian values. They find God after they leave the military. I'm not saying that that's impossible. I'm just saying that this is something that we have discussed a lot on this podcast. I have been suggesting to you all that faith has been infiltrated by the military, and people laughed. They laughed. Well, you guys didn't laugh, but like, oh, what do you mean by that? Well, you guys pull up a chair because it's about to get even more interesting. Fort Huachuca as many of you in the military have informed me, is actually an intelligence base. Now, for those of you who are ignorant like me regarding the structure of the military, this is an important distinction to...
Thank you for the gifted. If you're just now coming in, thank you for the gifted. If you're just now coming in, I'm going to play this one more time because people don't know and they haven't seen it.
Friend is now taking...
Tonight,
ERIKA KIRK's hidden boyfriend is now taking Charlie's role. This is Cabot Phillips, and this is ERIKA
Thank you
KIRK
for
in
the gifted.
2017, whenever she said she was single.
is when I lived out here. I was here for 5 years.
Thank you,
I never
Richie.
dated
Thank
here
you.
because I saw vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was.
Okay, ERIKA, then why in 2017 are you tagging Cabot Phillips, calling him your catfish with kisses? And what post was deleted where people are commenting this? A gorgeous couple in 2017, and now Cabot Phillips is taking over Charlie's role? And what is this from 2015? Who is this guy, ERIKA? Read the caption. The person said so much laughter and love during this photo shoot. This was posted in 2015 during that 5-year window where she was single, not dating anyone. This is my receipts, by the way. This is Cabot Phillips's account in all those posts. And I don't know about you, but that looks like ERIKA. And ERIKA, is the new chairman of Turning Point USA, has appointed her ex-boyfriend to fill the void. ERIKA KIRK's hidden boyfriend is now taking Charlie's role. This is Cabot Phillips, and this is ERIKA KIRK in 2017, whenever she said she was single.
Is when I lived out here. I was here for 5 years. I never dated here because I saw vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was.
Okay, ERIKA, then why in 2017 are you tagging Cabot Phillips, calling him your catfish with kisses? And what post was deleted where people are commenting this? A gorgeous couple in 2017, and now Cabot Phillips is taking over Charlie's role? And what is this from 2015? Who is this guy, ERIKA? Read the caption. The person said so much laughter and love during this photo shoot. This was posted in 2015 during that 5-year window whenever she was not dating anyone. This is my receipts, by the way. This is Cabot Phillips's account in all those posts. And I don't know about you, but that looks like ERIKA. And ERIKA, is the new chairman of Turning Point USA, has appointed her ex-boyfriend to fill the void. ERIKA KIRK's hidden boyfriend is now taking Charlie's role. This is Cabot Phillips, and this is ERIKA KIRK in 2017, whenever she said she was single.
Is when I lived out here. I was here for 5 years. I never dated here because I saw vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was.
Okay, ERIKA, then why in 2017 are you tagging
So there's that. So when people say, why are people doing deep dives? That's why. Because certain things that people are saying are not adding up. They're not adding up. There's a lot of stuff that people are doing deep dives and they're finding out the truth. So did Charlie know that ERIKA had dated him? Possibly. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
When we think about...
Nobody's picking on her. Why is she lying alleged about certain things? Why is she not telling the truth about certain things? Why did she not tell the truth about Charlie Kirk's concerns about the day before? She said that wasn't true. And Charlie Kirk's own team is saying more things than ERIKA are. She's not paying attention to what the team is saying. The guy had already did a video saying what Charlie Kirk's concerns were, and she's saying it's not true. She had the phone, and then she had to tell people it was true. He did have concerns the day before. So why didn't you hold your boo, your bae down? Why say bae don't go? Why forgive the guy that took him out, but you big mad with CANDACE? You forgave the guy and cried. She forgave the guy that took her husband out, but then she big mad at CANDACE for doing deep dives. Y'all make that make sense. That's why so many people are covering this now, because it's all not making no sense, and it's a concern. Fair use reaction clip. Let's continue. 911 people in the building. Please hit subscribe and turn on your notification. Please hit subscribe and turn on your notification. Where they do that at? I'm not going to forgive the guy that took my man out and then get mad for a young lady for investigating what happened to my husband. That don't make no sense. I don't know where y'all from, but I'm from somewhere that's going and want to investigate. And why aren't they giving us updates? Let's continue.
Maybe you can... you have the same mindset. I tend to think about where they're scrambling off the planes, off of an airbase, if there's an attack, right? Oh, quickly jump into your planes.
Y'all know ERIKA says she forgave that man. Y'all know she cried on that stage at the service. She said ERIKA says she forgives him. She cried about it. But she told people to stop investigating what happened to her husband. That's not making sense for even normal day people. We're not dumb over here. We're very smart, we're very intelligent, and we listen and we pay attention to what's being said. Like the video. I don't agree with everything that Candace say. I don't agree with everything that's ERIKA saying. R.I.P. to Charlie Kirk. I definitely didn't agree with what Charlie Kirk was saying, and him saying if there was a black pilot, he'd be concerned if he's educated. And then there's other stuff that Charlie has said. I don't agree with it, but he didn't deserve to pass away. And if there is situations, you would want to know if somebody took the husband out. You would want somebody to investigate. Candace, as the friend, is investigating more than the wife. Candace is getting more views than Turning Point. She's getting millions of views. She is the top podcaster. I don't know who you talking about. I know you're not saying I'm ghetto. I'm true to from beginning to end. See, certain people are not intelligent. They can't grasp stuff, and they want people just to repeat the same sentence over 20 to 30 times. We go fast over here. We've always gone fast. That's why each month I get like 500,000 views. Some months I get 1,000,000 views because we ask certain things. Candace is doing a deep dive for a reason. The information that she's giving and dropping, ERIKA should have been doing that. Real talk. A spouse, a wife should be doing what Candace is doing. And why are people saying she should let it go? Why didn't y'all want to know? Y'all being complacent. Why do y'all not want to know? Why aren't people giving us updates? That's weird to me. If that was your boyfriend, your spouse, you would want to know what's going on too. That's weird when people say be quiet. Those are the ones you need to side eye. Real talk. Let's continue. Fair use. Reaction clip. Like who you like. Like who you like. Support who you want to support. You can support Candace, not like Candace, but you got to wonder why the wife forgave who she felt took her husband out, but she telling Candace and people to stop. Come on. That don't make no sense. That's not making no sense. Not at all. Not to me and not to a lot of people. And that's why you see a lot of YouTubers saying, look at the bigger picture, you guys. If this could happen to him, Charlie Kirk was liked by a lot of higher up people. Charlie Kirk was liked by a lot of higher up people. Why aren't they speaking of what happened to their friend? Hello? Why are people just moving on? That's so interesting. Oh, I make a lot of sense. You probably big mad because I'm talking too. You probably big mad. It's okay though. We're going to continue.
Or maybe get into the sea. It just requires an immediate response. But that is not what Fort Huachuca in Arizona is, okay? It is a hub for intelligence training. Civilians can be turned into intelligence assets on this base. They can take courses to join the intelligence community, okay? Just giving you one example of an email that I got. Quote, just FYI.
Thank you for the gifted. People should do a deep dive in regards to what happened to that man. People that want you to shut up don't want you doing deep dives. This could be her people in my comments. I don't know. Thank you for the gifted. That's very interesting because y'all want to be like ERIKA, not investigate what's going on. That's crazy to me. If your boo, your bae was taken out, why would you not want to investigate? She forgave and cried, oh, I forgive him. But Candace and other people shut up and stop, please. That's why people are saying this is not making no sense. Not at all.
Is where soldiers go for their MIT courses. That is Army Military Intelligence. Once a soldier has finished basic training, they go here for their advanced training for their actual job in Army Military Intelligence. End quote. Okay. Now, among the many emails that I received regarding what sort of intelligence courses take place, I was absolutely floored when a person who grew up and lives just outside of the base in Sierra Vista told me something. I'm going to recount the story to you. And I'm going to paraphrase a little bit of this so that I protect their identity. Basically, their story begins in May of 2013. They are two recently baptized Christians. Like I said, they grew up in this area, Sierra Vista, and they decided they were going to pour their savings into starting a gym. Now, of course, because it's a gym that's located off base, they had a lot of clientele who happened to be associated with the base. And one such client was a woman that they met, a couple that they met that were on fire for the Lord, right? That couple made a sizable investment in their gym and became, quote unquote, founding members. Okay. So the gym owners were drawn to this couple because they were so bold in their faith. They were like, I loved the bold proclamation of their faith. And we thought, this is great. This is going to work. They accept money from them. So you can imagine that they were then completely surprised and shocked when this couple, over time, effectively staged something akin to a hostile takeover of their company, undermining them while pretending to be their friends, going behind their backs, propositioning other gym members. I'm going to be clear here. This is obviously allegedly. I'm going to say allegedly here. The couple almost lost everything in the process, and they had to start all over again. Now, what was once the fastest growing gym in Sierra Vista, suddenly they were forced to relocate and downsize their company entirely. So now it's 2015. They are in their new, smaller location of a gym. And I'm going to read this next portion of the email that I received verbatim. Again, allegedly, because he names an individual who I do not know. I've never heard of this individual, but I feel it is relevant because I'd like to learn more. The email continues, quote, "We were struggling."
Like the video, fair use reaction clip. Like the video as you guys come in. There's about 698 in the building. If you hit subscribe, please press 1 and please hit subscribe and please turn on your notification. If you already hit subscribe, thank you. If you already hit like, thank you. Let's continue. Would you want, press 1 if you would want someone to investigate someone took your spouse, your husband out. Wouldn't you want somebody to investigate if someone took your spouse or your husband out? Would you want somebody to investigate?
Military students who came through for 4 to 6 month training courses. Okay, I'm going to stress that again. You've got all these students that are coming in and their training is lasting between 4 to 6 months. They're signing up for this gym. Back into the quotation. One morning, I noticed a female military member lingering after class. She was visibly distressed, so I kept the gym open longer than usual to give her space to talk. We ended up conversing for about 45 minutes, and what she shared with me has stuck with me ever since. She said she, quote, could not take it anymore. When I asked for details, she explained that her stress was coming from a class.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thanks for being here, everyone. Thanks for being kind in the comments. I appreciate you all for being kind in the comments. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
She was taking on Fort Huachuca, taught by none other than Bruce Bevins. My ears perked up when I heard his name as I immediately remembered the incident with his wife. This young woman described Bruce as, quote, the most evil man that she had ever met. She then revealed something that I wasn't expecting at all. The class's objective was to teach military personnel to infiltrate Christian groups and organizations through covert psychological operations. The training focused specifically on deceiving Christians. At the time, I didn't fully connect the dots. Our gym was and still is an openly Christian faith-based organization. But looking back now, I have to wonder if the infiltration and the destruction of our gym was actually a training exercise or a field assignment. I also wonder if the distressed young soldier was sent to our gym on assignment from Bruce, but couldn't follow through with her objectives and instead chose to confide in me. There were other students who...
Even when celebrities pass away, TMZ always finds a way to give background on what happened to that person. So it's interesting that so much stuff is hush-hush. It's interesting that so much stuff is hush-hush. Okay, they don't want Candace to speak up. They should be giving us updates on what is going on with this case. It's interesting that they want Candace to do it. It's almost like they want Candace to do it because nobody else seems to. Look at how many people attended the service. Look at how many people attended the service. Hello. And who's investigating? The friend and not the wife. Got up on stage with tears, forgave him, but big mad and telling people to stop investigating. Because, like she said, ERIKA was saying that, or people are saying that TikTok is doing even more deep dives. My goodness. Let's continue. That's very weird that the wife is not investigating with the friend. How is it that Candace and ERIKA just spoke this week? How is it that she didn't? And then remember, Candace was the one that said, alleged, that ERIKA was tuning in and learning, and whatever she was learning, she was giving it to the police. But why isn't the police doing what Candace is doing? Not, at least once a month. Why aren't they giving information? And then go back and listen to Candace when she met with ERIKA, what the alleged attorney said that they have. And maybe, you know what? Maybe the attorney didn't want to give information to Candace because he may have felt that Candace was going to release the information. Even though Candace has said, whatever the attorney tells, what they have and don't have, Candace would say, I won't release it if you tell me don't release it. So why is it that Candace has more information? I don't know. I don't tune into Turning Point. Is Turning Point saying, please send us leads? Candace is telling people to send leads. And this is the other thing. Do y'all know it's being reported and stated that the judge has asked all the people that attended that event that they're under a gag order? Why are you under a gag order? Why are those people under a gag order? Maybe to protect the court hearing, but that's interesting. When we hear that other people have passed away at a school or an event, RIP to all the people that passed away at a school event, how often do you hear that the judge puts a gag order for the people that were at that school? That's not normal either. People talked about that. Go back and look at it. The judge has put a gag order for the students that were at that school for what they seen. They're under a gag order. That's why you don't hear more and more people talking about what they saw that day. A lot of people spoke out for about a month, but then the gag order came in. So you want to go back and look at the interviews or what people had to say that day or a week after or 2 weeks after. Some of those same people are not speaking up. Hey, we've came together. We were all in this spot, and this is how we're feeling now. You know, when all of us are adding our stories together, this is what we're feeling. A lot of those people can't speak up right now. So Candace has to do it because she didn't go to the event. She's not under a gag order from the judge when you really think about it. But those people are. So that's why you don't see a lot of newer podcasts. Hey, we were at the event. You don't see a lot of those people speaking up because they're under a gag order. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
Will corroborate.
And Candace did not sign an NDA when she met with ERIKA. That's what she said. I wouldn't have signed an NDA either. Well, Candace, if you don't sign this NDA, we can't speak to you. Okay, bye, girl. It was nice seeing you. Hug her and leave. Hello. I wouldn't have signed an NDA when they met. I would not have signed it. Candace can still do her investigation because you got to be careful when you sign these NDAs. And think about it. A lot of the Turning Point employees are under NDAs. Certain things that they cannot say. There's certain, and some of these ex-employees are speaking up. Yes, they are. Some of these ex-employees are speaking up. So are they concerned about being sued? Possibly. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
This type of training, 2 military students, both named blank and blank, I'm redacting that, passed through our gym during this same period. They shared similar stories, but much more advanced in their training. On one occasion, after I asked what was so funny in the back of my class, they privately shared that they had just returned from an overnight field training mission with very little sleep. Their objective had been to deceive civilians in Tucson, about an hour north of us. They practiced at local bars and public venues on unsuspecting people, telling lies, remembering those lies, and maintaining their false personas without, quote unquote, breaking character. They laughed about their conquests while working out at our gym. Now, I got the impression that their deception sometimes extended to sexual encounters with their targets. At the time, I found this disturbing. I did not know what to make of it. Now, 12 years later, and watching the situation unfold with Charlie Kirk and learning that some of his most trusted people may have been trained operatives who infiltrated Turning Point USA, these memories suddenly seem significant.
Good
You mentioned
afternoon.
previously that there was a strange military background connection among some of the people involved. I am now wondering if instructors like Bruce Bevins trained some of these individuals before they infiltrated Christian organizations like Turning Point USA. End quote. Now, I obviously cannot confirm just yet. I'm sure after the show, we're going to get a bunch of emails, the allegations against Bruce.
Candace is very smart. I have to give it to her. People want her to show more receipts. She do show receipts, but she is very smart. What she's doing, somebody else should be giving us updates like Candace. Real talk.
Again, I have never heard of this individual. What I can say to you is on a guttural level, I feel this is accurate. I do. It is what I have noticed. It's what I've been pointing to you all year. Many of these pastors are behaving like operatives, and many of these Christian influencers are behaving like operatives. And I keep telling you that all roads, including the Egyptian, here Israeli planes, lead to the front door of Turning Point USA Faith. I kept saying there's something when Faith suddenly infiltrated and something happened to this organization. And I feel that this email is a big piece of the puzzle. Okay. So if you played a part in these exercises on Fort Huachuca base where you were learning instructions about how to be a good little Christian to infiltrate and potentially to overthrow a Christian organization, and maybe you're having some second thoughts about your soul and you'd like to speak to me about it off record, please email moretips@CandaceOwens.com. And
see, she telling people to send her tips. If you tune into Turning Point, are they saying send them tips? I don't know. They're covering world news and they're covering certain things about that day. But is Turning Point also saying send us tips? I'm wondering because the videos I have saw, they're saying certain things. But why is Candace, and you have to ask yourself, why is Candace getting millions of views and Turning Point's numbers are down? It's not the same numbers when Charlie was here. Like the video, fair use reaction clip. She's getting tips and information. Please hit the subscribe button, you guys. Let's get the likes up. Can I get 200 people to hit that like button. Thumbs up the video, you guys. We'll bring y'all a lot of TTT. I told y'all, even on my page, when I see stuff, hear stuff, I'll tell y'all where to go to find it. I try and be general because some of those people do have receipts. So I'm not going to be doing receipts. I have other businesses. I bring y'all what I can, and I make y'all think inside the box, outside the box, and we're not just trying to shade or just say, oh no, no, no. I question things that Candace do. I question things that ERIKA has done. And if she was dating that guy and now he's trying to step into Charlie Kirk's shoes, that's concerning because people are just not coming in. They probably don't even know what I'm talking about. TikTok is doing deep dives. And even ERIKA has said, y'all can go ahead and do y'all deep dives, but she's telling people to stop. There's a reason why she's telling people to stop. Go back and look at, this is the other thing. Go back and look at Candace Owens video when she was wearing the brown turtleneck last week and when she was wearing the white turtleneck. Go back and look at those videos. She was talking about traffic light stops and going. That's when they probably started panicking. When you start talking about traffic lights stopping and going, I have to be very careful because of YouTube, but y'all know what I'm talking about. That's probably when they really started panicking. Go back and look at that video if you have not seen Candace last week, brown turtleneck, white turtleneck. She gave a lot of information that day.
I would also like you all to remember.
Like the video. And I can't confirm or deny what she was saying in that video is true or false, but she gave a lot of information and they started panicking last week while ERIKA's promoting a book. Why isn't ERIKA telling us what she heard from the police?
Ever since we mentioned Fort Huachuca, you saw this. It's great. I mean, the articles right now are unhinged. They are just doing fiction. The panic button was pressed when we mentioned Fort Huachuca and the alleged meeting that happened on the morning of September.
I'm glad she met with them. People need more content to try and shade Candace. So sometimes pages will say, oh my goodness, no, my page is a little different. It's a good thing she met with them because y'all would shade her if she wouldn't have met with them. Y'all would shade her if she wouldn't have met with them. She wanted stuff, even though they gave receipts of the call log. They gave her receipts of the income tax. People have been investigating the finances, the audit. People have talked about people at Turning Point. If Charlie Kirk was working with people that had questionable morals, that's a concern. Why was he nearby people that have had concerns with morals? Why would he keep those people around them? Go back and listen to ex-employees. That's concerning what the ex-employees are saying. Real talk. If you're an organization, why are you doing X, Y, and Z with ex-employees? And certain employees say it was not that great of an environment, allegedly. Even ERIKA has said that what they do can be very toxic. Why are you all shouting? Did y'all see that video I did where ERIKA said that Charlie Kirk always keeps his composure and he don't yell at students? And I showed y'all a video of Charlie Kirk going off. He went off. R.I.P. to Charlie Kirk. He should not have passed away. I don't agree with what happened to that man, but I don't agree with some of the things he say and do. I don't agree with it. But some of the things that ERIKA's saying are there. People are putting up videos showing this is what's really happening. And why I want to hear more about the great things they did on the campus. You're just going on campuses trying to push a narrative, trying to have them believe what you believe. You shouldn't be rude and disrespectful. When you look at some of the videos, sometimes they're being rude to these students. The students are trying to focus on studying and being educated. Why go and try and push your narrative? Have you ever asked yourself that question? You can't push a narrative. And sometimes you got to realize certain people are brought up certain ways. Let them believe what they want to believe. You ain't got to be rude to people for their beliefs, or you ain't got to be rude to people to try and push on what you believe. And there's so many different chapters that's opening. What are they doing for these campuses? Are they doing community health and wellness and helping some of these students, or are they trying to push a narrative? That ain't concerning to you. You ain't gonna push your thoughts and feelings on me and your beliefs on me, and I gotta go with this politics stuff. No. ERIKA was the one that said it can be very toxic. Why? Why aren't y'all blessing the students? Why aren't y'all more so helping the students? Why are y'all trying to push certain things like he knew everything. Now she gonna act like she know everything, and you should be telling women. He said something. Check this out. I saw a video with Charlie Kirk saying, if you are 30 and you're not married, if you are 30 and you don't have children, and then it took ERIKA to say, it's okay if you're 30 and not married yet. It's okay if you're 30 and haven't had kids yet. Some of the stuff that he was saying was very interesting. Don't shade people for where they come from. Don't shade people that they're not where you are. Don't shade people. It takes people time. It takes men time. It takes women time to get on their feet and do what's best for them. You should never push a narrative. And I'm good for telling y'all, do what's best for you. Don't let nobody tell you what your household should be doing. And you got to realize too, and people can attest to this, if you have a big family, the younger people, the older sisters and brothers will try and push a narrative on what you should do. Sometimes you got to cut them off and do what's best for you. Sometimes they don't know everything that's happening in your household, and you can't tell people everything that's happening in your household. You have to absolutely do what's best for you. People can steer you in the wrong direction, and then you're beating yourself up that you listen to them. That used to happen to me. And I used to tell my brothers and sisters, don't tell me what to do. If you ain't going to help me, don't try and tell me what to do, and don't try and push what I'm trying to do. And when I stopped listening to them, I had more peace. I was able to figure things out on my own, and it worked better for me. Now they look to me for advice. Help me put out this fire, because sometimes people don't make good decisions. You know what I mean? Let's continue. Do what's best for you. Don't let anybody push a narrative. And also, I heard ERIKA say, when it comes to these college students, I'm the one that's gonna ... You can't mess with my college students. You gotta go. Yeah. ERIKA KIRK has said, you gotta go through me. ERIKA, we don't have to go through you in regards to college students. We don't have to go through you. We have to go through their parents. The parents are going to guide those college students. What? Certain things is said, it's questioning for me. You can't push something on people. Let people be. If you're not the parent, don't be trying to push your belief on all these college students. They're trying to open all these chapters to push a narrative and have everybody voting on that side. So it's very interesting when you see people that are pushy. When you see people that are pushy, CANDACE is trying to get down to the bottom, and ERIKA's telling people to stop, and she's pushing a book. She's trying to push a book. Why not say, this is more information that I have. If y'all have more tips, please help me. What? Pushing a book. Stop playing with me. No, I'm not judging. I'm being smart. That's the one thing you're not going to do on my page. I'm very smart. I'm very intelligent. You don't know about, I'm very smart. I'm very intelligent. Don't try and push a narrative down anybody's throat. You could be right, left, whatever. Do whatever. But don't try and push a narrative on these young students' lives and trying to tell that you're not their parent. And they've even said that the situation that ERIKA has said, some of the things they deal with is very toxic. Look at how they talk to those students. They're sometimes rude. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
9th. So we're going to get into that. By the way, for those of you that thought that this person was making it up, he was apparently not familiar with metadata. I don't think he was. And he had not.
Oh, no one's going to stop this black woman. You're over here and you're commenting. Go on your page. Talk your ish on your page. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip.
Sent me photos that he took that morning on the base. So he tells a story. I stepped outside, I got coffee. Well, because he thought he was going to right, and I'm laughing here, going to right the wrong of his past.
My message is very clear. Don't be rude in my comments. Be very kind in my comments. See, people that are being rude and disrespectful even to me for trying to tell people to do what's best for them, that's weird. Let college students get great information that's going to help, not harm them, that they're in college and they're getting an education. Have you really heard their message? They're sometimes rude to those college students. You can't be rude in my comments. I'm very smart and I don't deal with disrespect. And you shouldn't deal with disrespect either. Yes. Be around people that's loving, kind, and respectful to you. Thank you.
He was sort of documenting himself while he was on the base. So he sends me over all of his stuff, and I literally was able to confirm with the metadata where he was, exactly what time it was, and see the background, obviously. And it's just a fact, okay? It's just a fact that this happened. He was there. I was also able to establish it because now this is beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, when we get back after this brief break from our sponsors, we are going to
be around people that love and support you. Choices in your life are your choices.
Here's a simple Jello.
Choices in your life are your choices. Choices in your life is your choices. Be around people that love and support you and that give you good advice. If they're trying to shade you and put you down, question, why are you shading me and putting me down? The conversation should be in love. It should be covered in love and support, not rude and trying to push a narrative down anybody's throat. It's just not cool. People around you should be walking in love and giving you support. They shouldn't be downing you and your thoughts and feelings. They should be loving on you, period. And that's what I used to deal with. They used to push their narrative on me and I would do what they would do. And then I'm like, why did I do that? Because your older brother or sister told you to do it. No, do what's best for you. There's nothing wrong with me saying do what's best for you. Thank you for the gifted. I appreciate you. Thank you. Do what's best for you. Be around people that love and support you. No man should tell you it's a problem for you to be not married after 30. No man should be telling you it's a problem if you haven't had kids after 30. What? Do what's best for you. Because you got to realize some people's careers, they're focused on their careers or they're taking care of their parents. They can't do XYZ according to your guidelines. People have to do what's best for them, whether they get married after 30, 35, 40. Do what's best for you. Sometimes people have health concerns. Thank you for the gifted. Sometimes people have health concerns. They got to deal with those health concerns. Sometimes they have parents that's elderly. They got to deal with what's going on with their parents. Sometimes they're dating a dude that's a joker. They didn't know he was cheating for 4 or 5 years. Now you're 35. You didn't realize this dude was cheating on you for 10 years. Now it's like, I'm leaving you. I'm going to go do something better. Things change for people. Timing, you can't tell people what they should do within their life. Sometimes it just don't fit. Sometimes it's a job that is so taxing. They're in college, then they take the job. It's so taxing to them. You can't tell people how to move. Everybody's life situation isn't the same. Sometimes a young girl might have a child early and then she wants to go to college and then she meets this amazing man. Everybody's situation is different. Some people have 2 parents in the household. Some people have 1. Some people are raised by a mother. Some people are raised by a father. Your journey is your journey. You're going to listen to the parent or the aunts and the uncles. Then you have an old school grandmama. She going to put the word on you and she going to love on you. So certain people have certain people in their household and they're going to take what that parent is giving them. And they're going to try and do either what the parent did or sometimes what the parent didn't do. Sometimes kids are smart enough. I'm not going to be in the streets like my mama. I'm going to go to college. I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm going to go work a job and I'm going to save money and I'm going to get my own place. Sometimes younger adults see what they don't want to do what the mom did. They don't want to do what the father did. Sometimes kids have to do what's best for them. And you got to realize certain people want to push a narrative on you and you got to do what's best for you. So even if my page, I'm telling y'all, walk in love, walk in respect, be around people that love and support you. Don't be in a room where a guy is shading you, your outfit, your shoes, how your hair is. Don't be around that joker. Be around a man that say you're beautiful, you're kind, you're smart, you're intelligent. We different over here. If you over there shading people, talking about people, putting people down, you need to fix yourself and find love. That's the biggest thing we're talking about. And some of these people are trying to push a weird narrative of toxicity. Like the video, fair use reaction clip. Okay, everybody, I have some stuff I have to take care of. We talked about Candace. We talked about ERIKA. I'm going to show this last video. Some people weren't in here, but do what's best for you. Find people that love and support you.
Friend is now taking Charlie's role. This is Cabot Phillips and this is ERIKA KIRK in 2017 whenever she said she was single.
Is when I lived out here. I was here for 5 years. I never dated here because I saw vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was.
Okay, ERIKA, then why in 2017 are you tagging Cabot Phillips, calling him your catfish with kisses? And what post was deleted where people are commenting this? A gorgeous couple in 2017, and now Cabot Phillips is taking over Charlie's role? And what is this from 2015? Who is this guy, ERIKA? Read the caption. The person said so much laughter and love during this photo shoot. This was posted in 2015 during that 5-year window whenever she was single, not dating anyone. This is my receipts, by the way. This is Cabot Phillips's account in all those posts. And I don't know about you, but that looks like ERIKA. And ERIKA, is the new chairman of Turning Point USA, has appointed her ex-boyfriend to fill the void. ERIKA KIRK's hidden boyfriend is now taking Charlie's role.
So let's
this
continue.
Is Cabot Phillips. We have Erika Kirk's.
Wait. In the new.
Like the video, like the video.
Yeah, we were part of a mission going down to the border of JTF 6, assigned from 10th Mountain. Previously, there had been a Marine Corps unit there. Apparently, they had an incident. We had to replace them. And they wanted a less kinetic unit to be involved. So we went down there in a matter of a few days. And I was the youngest guy on the team, and for the first few days, I got assigned to have to do the hard work of putting in the sensors and following one of the border patrol who was on horseback. We got to learn a little bit about picking up signs in the desert, stuff like that, while we were placing these sensors down. It took a few days. I think we put in like 80 sensors or so along the border, and we were getting they thought it was some glitch signals coming back. Being that I had just gone through the course, I had the most updated information. And
okay, I need to do a deeper dive in what this guy is saying. For my page, I'm a little different. I have to hear several people talk about it, if this is legit or not. Everything that Candace puts out, I have to hear it. I have to understand it. I got to do more of an investigation. I can't confirm or deny what this guy is saying. So I'll probably do another video in regards to this. But I appreciate all y'all for being here. Please hit subscribe. Please hit subscribe. There's about 545 in the building. There's about 545 in the building. If you already hit subscribe, thank you. If you already hit like, thank you. Be kind, be respectful. Be around people that love and support you. There are some people that love toxicity. They have so many problems in their life. You got to pray for them and wish them well. But there are some people that love toxic. They do. They love toxic. There's nothing healthy around them, by them, near them. Be around people that support you, love you, and that's going to wish you well. If you're around toxic stuff, cut it out. Try and cut it out. Be blessed. Focus on the blessing. So I wish everyone well. I hope you learned something. I hope you got something out of it. If you didn't, that's okay. If you were rude in your comments, I probably blocked you, because you ain't going to be rude to me, and you're not going to be rude to the people in the comments. Thank you for subbing. I appreciate you. I listen to a lot of very smart pages, and I gather a lot from it. And I appreciate the effort they put into gathering documents and what they're talking about. Do you realize many people are covering this because there's a lot of questions, concerns, and some of these people's characters are in question. When you got to look at a woman forgiving a man that took her husband out, who she feels a man that took her husband out, when she forgave that person, but she's mad, big mad at a woman that's trying to investigate what happened to the spouse, you ask yourself, shouldn't you be doing what she's doing? Or someone that's close to? Maybe the wife can't. Maybe she's emotionally drained and she can't do what Candace is doing. But Candace and her just spoke this week. Why is that? If a girl is looking into what happened to your boo, your bae, thank you, girl. I appreciate you. I support you. Why hasn't she been supporting her, investigating what happened to her husband that day? Why isn't she asking? Why are you guys putting a gag order in regards to what these students saw? Why is she not telling us? Why are you covering up where my husband passed away? Why are you stepping on that chair, taking down the cameras? Why are you guys making phone calls and not following my husband to the hospital? There's so many questions. And nobody that's dumb, stupid aren't gonna look at the red flags. There's red flags. There's people that love to ignore the red flags. Not over here. We cover what we cover. Many people care, because if that was your spouse, you would want somebody. If that was your spouse, you would want somebody that's trying to investigate. More people want Candace to show more receipts. If Candace says she gonna drop names a day later, drop those names. Some people have concerns about what Candace has said, how she's reacted, how sometimes she'll say this and then she'll change it. I get it. I get it. Because I'm not a huge fan of these two people on the screen. I'm just telling you, I'll take the information she gives us and I'll differentiate. Because remember, Candace did not ask about the DuPont thing. Candace didn't ask why, Erika, you got the phone and the police still don't have it. Candace didn't ask certain things. So we're questioning why Candace isn't asking certain things. Why did she not ask Erika? Aren't you surprised that the campus did what they did days after your husband passed? There's certain things and this is the biggest thing. No shade to Candace, because Candace is doing the best she can. And there's probably a lot of information she's retaining. A lot of these pages can't cover everything that's happening because there's so much happening. People that are in higher up should be covering how Candace is covering. They should be saying, can you guys please send us more tips of what you know? That's what should be happening. There should be a tip line of people wanting to give information of what happened that day. So please subscribe. Have a great weekend. Happy Friday. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy. Christmas is coming. Don't go broke buying gifts for people that's not going to love and support you. Don't go broke. Pay your bills. Take care of your family. But don't go broke buying gifts for and looking for validations for people to love and you know. Take care of yourself, pay your bills. But if you people are loving on you and you need to uplift somebody with a gift, do that. But don't go broke this Christmas season, because y'all already see they didn't want to give food stamps to people that needed it last month. So people are struggling. Some of the items are gone up. Groceries have gone up. One of my friends the other day, I love my friends, great people, love my friends. One of my friends was like, dang, it's like every time I leave my house, it's costing me $50. Things have gone up. Take care of yourself, you guys. Take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. Love on yourself. Respect yourself. Don't get caught up in drama and issues. Take care of your mental health. Take care of your body. Love on the people, and you know, be at peace with what decisions that are made. So I appreciate all you for being here. Like I said, my page is a little different. I need to know what's going on, and I have to see several people post on what's going on. It's a little different with Candace. So I only want to post on what's, you know, that can be, you know, talked about. But all comments are alleged, though. Copyright disclaimer: under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged, in our opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. I already played the audio where I've been live for an hour and 47 minutes. Thank you for being here, everyone. If you were kind in the comments, I appreciate y'all. Yeah. So thanks for being kind. If you were rude, you know, you need to go do your video. So thanks for being here, everyone. Thanks for being kind. Have a great day, everyone. Be blessed. Goodbye.